Welcome everyone to Ratioed. My name is Harrison Faulkner, where there comes a time in every politician's career where even the most virtuous politician will eventually sell out to corporate and political interests over the interests of the people. It's a natural law of politics. It's like gravity. What goes into Ottawa must sell out. But for one politician in Ottawa, selling out to political interests has become more routine than any other politician. I'm of course talking about the leader of Canada's socialist NDP, Jagmeet Singh. Jagmeet Singh likes to tell Canadians that he stands in solidarity with the working class, that he's a real working class fighter, while wearing $1,000 suits and a $5,000 Rolex. Drop a like in the video, help us out by subscribing to the True North YouTube channel, and the comment question for the episode is this. If Tommy Douglas were around today to see what the NDP has become, what do you think he would say about Jagmeet Singh's NDP? Let me know in the comments, and let's get into it. Just watch this insanely cringe video from Jagmeet Singh's Twitter page a few days ago. And while you're watching, see if you can spot something just a little bit off about the character Jagmeet Singh is trying to portray here, the real fighter for the working class.
The conservative and billionaire agenda has taken a huge hit. Working people have sent them a wake-up call. First, let me give a shout out to workers and union members in Ontario who showed us the power of the working class, who sent a clear message to Pierre Poilievre and his conservative provincial leaders that attacks on working people will not be tolerated. Let me also acknowledge what we witnessed from our neighbors to the south. In the midterm elections, women, workers, and young people dealt a major blow to conservative extremists. We can do the same here. If there's anything that gives me hope, it's you. Workers, women, and young people are fighting corporate greed like we've never seen before. You're fighting racism, sexism, and right-wing extremism. You have the guts to stand up to big money and powerful corporate interests in Ottawa, and we're just getting started.
So Jagmeet Singh is standing up for workers and working hard to defeat the, quote, conservative and billionaire agenda. Saying the conservative and billionaire agenda have taken a major hit this year. Then he moves on to start talking about Republicans in the United States, calling them conservative extremists. And then he says, hilariously, that workers, women, and young people have dealt a major blow to conservatives this year, including Pierre Poilievre and provincial leaders. Where do you even start with a video like this? Besides the fact that Jagmeet Singh seems to think that women, workers, and young people are some monolithic voting bloc that always vote together, and besides the fact that actually it's Pierre Poilievre who's doing more to appeal to young Canadians than any other leader right now, even the CBC is panicking about this. Besides that, are we really to believe that billionaires in Canada are on the side of conservatives over the Liberal Party? I would venture to guess that billionaires in this country, the ones that Jagmeet Singh pretends to go after, would have no problem keeping Justin Trudeau in power and letting the party continue. After all, they have no interest in changing the status quo, and this Prime Minister has time and time again been willing to risk it all to defend the interests of big corporations like SNC-Lavalin. But no, it's important to go after the real targets here. It's important to go after the official opposition in this country because I guess they're the ones making decisions here. What is he even talking about? Also, did any of you guys catch that $5,000 snazzy Rolex watch this working class leader was rocking in that video? Dude, you know you can take the watch off once you're done LARPing as a working class leader. It's not like once you take the watch off, you lose it forever. Take it off for the video or at least put on long sleeves to cover the watch. It's all about the character. It's all about looking the part. If you want to play the part, you gotta look the part. Acting 101. Didn't Justin Trudeau teach you that on your first day working together? Now, the comments on Jagmeet Singh's video are absolutely ruthless. It's a bloodbath out there. And at a certain point, you gotta start asking yourself questions when it comes to Jagmeet Singh's social media team. What are they thinking, putting videos out there like this? The cost of Rolex has gone up nearly 50% on average since 2021. Are you calling them out for corporate greed as well? Or is that okay because you're a customer? Just spot on with that one. To the social media team of Mr. Singh, take this video down or it is going to do more harm than good because of the watch. The message in the watch contradicting and viewer unintentionally focuses to the watch for your information. Pretty much the basics here, right? Last time workers got together on mandates, you supported launching the Emergencies Act against them. Oh yeah, don't worry, we'll get into that later on in the show. As crazy as this sounds, I almost feel bad for Jagmeet Singh sometimes. He's going through some sort of identity crisis. He just doesn't know who he wants to be. Some days he wishes he was the upper class, tailored suit wearing, Rolex watch wearing, BMW driving politician. And then other days, he wishes he was out on the picket line with a sign in his hand, fighting the man and yelling, "Solidarity, solidarity." Just look at this 2017 GQ article about Jagmeet Singh, where he talks about his love for well-cut suits and how wearing tailored suits allows him to fight the man better. It became a way for me to extend my platform as a politician, because I was considered stylish with these colorful turbans and well-cut suits, and showing myself as a confident person, I could use that as a tool to talk about things like unfairness, injustice, poverty, and inequality in the public sphere. This also goes into the suits I wear. I believe in well-tailored suits with a timeless character and a slight edginess, which means I wear cuts that are slimmer and fitted than classic looks. Nothing says working class fighter like Rolex watches and a love for well-cut suits with a slight edginess in the design, unlike more traditional cut suits. Now there's one line Jagmeet Singh has been repeating over and over and over again ever since he signed his supply and confidence agreement with Justin Trudeau. That is basically a coalition agreement that Jagmeet Singh has signed, where basically the NDP agrees to supply the Liberals with enough votes to carry any piece of legislation that they want, and Jagmeet Singh has promised to hold confidence in the government, keeping the Liberals and Trudeau in power until 2025. Now, the line Singh has been repeating for the past 12 months is that the reason why everything is more expensive, the reason why food is more expensive, why gas is more expensive, why basically everything you buy, the cost of living has increased so much, is not because of reckless spending by the government, it's not because of inflation, it's not because of modern monetary theory and quantitative easing by the central bank, it's simply because of corporate greed. Food and gas prices are up because CEO's greedy, man. No kidding, he repeats this all the time. Just watch this.
Here's the truth. Why is the cost of everything going up? Simple answer, greed.
When we see clearly on an evidence basis, corporate greed driving up inflation, there's nothing being done there.
What we are witnessing is greedflation. Inflation driven by corporate greed. You're probably wondering, what the heck is greedflation and why should I care? It's what's driving up the cost of living, groceries, gas, and literally everything else. It's inflation driven by corporate greed.
All of this background leads us to the main question of this video, which is, what is even the point of the NDP today in Canada? The NDP are supposed to be a working class party. They're supposed to be a labor party at heart. They're supposed to defend the interests of workers over the interests of government and corporations. But today, it seems as though all they're interested in doing is propping up Justin Trudeau's Liberals, even if it means completely throwing away your credibility. At least under Jack Layton and kind of under Tom Mulcair, there was a bit of a clear understanding of what the NDP were. Sure, they were always lefties pushing radical policies, but at least they made an effort to make it seem as though they really believed in what they were saying. Jagmeet Singh's NDP, the NDP that are in a supply and confidence agreement with Justin Trudeau's government, were in lockstep with them all throughout COVID in shutting down the economy and in supporting mandates. Discriminatory mandates, which resulted in thousands of layoffs across the country. Perhaps one of the most detrimental and discriminatory policies toward workers in this country, and the NDP were in lockstep in support of those mandates. And at the very first sign of a true working class uprising in this country, a true class-driven protest, which was the Freedom Convoy, Jagmeet Singh not only slandered the protesters and called them the worst names imaginable, his party also voted unanimously in support of Justin Trudeau's invocation of the Emergencies Act. A vote which, by the way, took place days after police had forcefully cleared all protesters from Wellington Street and a week after border blockades had been lifted. So there was no protest going on, and yet Jagmeet Singh's NDP voted unanimously in favor of the Emergencies Act. Shameless.
Monsieur Singh.
I vote for the motion.
Shame.
Mr. Singh, for poor.
But it doesn't stop there, you see. Months after the Freedom Convoy took place, months after the Emergencies Act was used, during the Emergencies Act inquiry, Jagmeet Singh told Canadians that no matter the findings of the commissioner, no matter what Commissioner Justice Rouleau finds in his final report, Jagmeet Singh is committed to keeping Justin Trudeau in power.
Then let me ask you this, Jagmeet Singh. If the commission concludes that really it was not justified, would you withdraw your support of the Liberals?
That doesn't seem that it would be, depending on the results, we'd have to hear exactly what the results are. I don't want to presuppose the findings. If there's something that comes out in the findings that I didn't imagine or I didn't anticipate, then we'll have to reserve our judgment. But simply because it was the wrong decision wouldn't be enough for us to break or to force the country into an election.
So if wrongly invoking wartime-like measures against a working-class peaceful protest is not enough to pull your support, well, frankly, I don't know what is. For now, Jagmeet Singh is just going to have to keep fighting those greedy CEOs while wearing pinstripe double-breasted suits and a Rolex watch. Keep fighting the man, Jagmeet. Sooner or later, I'm sure Canadians will believe in what you're saying. All right, that's going to do it for us this week on the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Harrison Faulkner, and this is Rage.